Welcome to another Grit and Grime basketball podcast. I am your host, as always, David Sagoe in the building, along with my co-hosts, Thomas Arnal, Michael Downey,
All right.
and Jose Garcia. Vidal.
Hello.
It's playoff day.
Yes.
Playoffs, the best day of the year until the next best day of the year.
Yeah.
Playoffs begin today. We're going to be revealing our playoff brackets to you and also starting the bracket challenge.
Yes.
Some of us came very close to winning last year. Some of us did not. We'll see what happens this year with the quick turnaround. Play-in tournament finished last night with the Memphis Grizzlies knocking out the Warriors and therefore setting up a 1-8 matchup between the Grizzlies and the Utah Jazz. See? Who said the NBA doesn't care about small markets? Should put this on national
Who saw that
TV.
one come in anyway? Eh?
Hey.
Not us. Not us, that's for sure.
Well, could have been the Spurs, Jose. How'd you feel?
I was gonna say something about the Spurs, but I'd rather just keep it close to my chest and close to my heart.
Close to your heart. It's fine.
That's what hope does to you.
Next year, man. Next year.
Yeah, it's always next year.
We can start there with the 1-8. In the West,
Oof.
I have it. This was a tough one for me. The Jazz are way better than the Grizzlies, but there's always this thing of rest, right? Sometimes having rest is the best thing you can have before a game, and sometimes having
the rest paradox
is the worst thing you can have before a game. It's true.
It's the rhythm paradox. It's
I
what
need
we
the
say. It's
rhythm,
like
the
sometimes
rhythm.
teams like that coming into the playoff, they're coming in hot and they've played their rhythm, and then bang, you have not played for a week. You're done.
You feel a little rusty, and boom, they get up on you, and it's over.
Yeah.
That's the reason I believe that the Lakers lost game 1 in 2001. They had over a week off because they swept the Spurs, I think, and then Philly played 7 games with the Bucks, so they were coming in hot, ready.
Well,
there are a lot of teams
Iverson, right?
There are a lot of teams that come into a series and they just struggle. They went in 7 games the round before, and they saw into the next round, bang, they take game 1, but then they get.
So what's your pick here then, Dave?
Yeah, why do you
So
say that?
I'm going Utah in 5.
I actually thought you were going to say Memphis there. I was like, wow.
Memphis in 4.
They're still rusty a week into the series.
They're very rusty.
Utah also has players coming back as well, right? Like Mitchell hasn't played in ages. And I don't know if Conley got a game in or 2 before the end of the season, but he was out late as well. So yeah, I think Memphis maybe steal one, maybe even the first one, and then just get trampled.
Yep. Did literally have the same thinking than you. Literally, Jazz in 5 and Memphis takes game 1, and then goodbye. That same thinking.
Okay.
That's gonna happen, man. Jazz in 4.
Jazz
Okay.
in 4.
Jazz in 4.
Sure.
Easy.
Mike?
Easy sweep.
Still deciding.
No. I've got Jazz in 5, but I don't think the Memphis will get game 1. I was quite sort of impressed with the sort of the schemes that they managed to put in and things like that, and how they played the Warriors in like sort of what we had like a mini 2-game series. So I've got a bit. I wanted to go for a sweep. I think if it was just on sort of talent, I think the matchups and stuff, Jazz are way better. But I just think that they'll find out how Jazz are going to set up, and they'll get a game by trying to zig from the zag or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll go 5. Jazz in 5.
Yeah. I mean, even with me saying, but like the Jazz are they're kind of built to play against Memphis. Memphis like to go to the rim and kick out a lot. And with Gobert in there, like they're not going to get anything at the rim.
They're so deep as well. Actually, I might change to 4.
I mean, I told you this morning before we recorded, Valanciunas has been really good for Memphis on the decisive moments because he just takes, high percentage shots at the right time and when nobody expects them to do that, because Memphis also likes to run the floor and jump around, super explosive. They have good shooters, but Valanciunas is that solid, big, old school big man, right? But the Jazz have Gobert, so that cancels it. So that's it to me. To me, don't cancel me, please. To me, that's it. That will make a difference.
Yeah. So not a close series.
No.
Should we move east or should we go down the west, guys?
Go down the west. I think.
Yeah,
stick to the same. Yeah.
So next up, I have the Clippers versus Dallas on that side of the bracket. It's the series they wanted, apparently.
Okay.
Clippers have home court against Doncic in a repeat of last year's first round. Dallas look very different this year. Clippers look a little different this year as well. And I think it's not going to be as close as it was last year. I've gone Clippers in 5.
Same.
Okay.
I think it's quite.
I've got Clippers in 4.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, I like the Mavs. I mean, the Mavs rely heavily on Doncic, and the Clippers have got 2 elite wing defenders to throw at him. Rick Carlisle's a great coach, so maybe he figures something out. But I don't think it's a good matchup for the Mavs.
Same. Yeah. I agree. I think that, however, that the Mavs still can steal a game. Definitely not the first one, but Doncic is going to have like a 55-point performance, and they're going to win because and on in overtime by 1 point. But that's how the Mavs win one game.
There's questionable health of Porzingis. I think, is it Kleber as well?
Always questionable health.
Yeah, I think Kleber's questionable as well. And the change that Dallas went with in the offseason was trading a lot of their offense-only players for defense-only players. And on balance, it's been pretty much the same during the regular season. In the playoffs, maybe it will mean more, but the way it looks when you watch Dallas play is that on offense, they have Doncic and nothing else, right? And I think that is part of why it looks like it will be more comfortable for the Clippers. But I mean, if the defenders are able to defend at a high level, maybe that brings the Clippers back towards them a little bit as a team, if they can actually do something to stem their offense, because their offense has been ridiculously potent this regular season. Tom, you went for something different?
No, I got Clippers in 6.
Doncic in 5.
No, I got Clippers in 6 because of what you guys said. It's like Dallas was meant to be the way they thought about building their teams at the start of in the summer was like, okay, we need more defense and that'll help us out in the long run. But then that didn't translate on the court, so they are weaker than last season. And I think they're relying so much on Doncic. It's not going to help. Like you said, they've got the Clippers have way too many good defenders to throw at him. And as much as I love Doncic, I think he's not well surrounded to do anything better than last playoff series. So it's going to be in 6 because I want to be optimistic that they'll grab 2 games. But I could have said in 5 also. Just to be. I'm just being.
Doncic mystic.
Yeah, Doncic mystic, exactly. So as much as I want to believe, I also somehow have got a wave of some sort of I don't know. Anyway, 6 because I'm super nice. 6 because I'm nice. I want to believe.
For bias.
Yeah.
Cool. So we move on to the 3-6 matchup in the West. Denver Nuggets, the incumbent MVP, Nikola Jokic, against the Portland Trail Blazers, Carmelo's team.
Yeah.
Nah, it's Dameville. Oh, what's my prediction? My prediction is...
Yeah, we would like to know that.
This might be a little bit of a surprise to you guys, but I've gone with Portland in 6.
Whoa,
oh, he's gone there. He's gone there. He's gone there.
Okay, I need to hear the reasons though.
Yes.
The only reason I chose 6 and not 7 is because the Nuggets have home court advantage, right? So for them to win it on their home court, it would be in 6 rather than 7. I do think it's going to be a long series. I do think it's going to be a close series. I actually don't think either of these teams can really defend, like when push comes to shove, in a playoff setting. I don't think either team can really defend. And then I think just the fact that Portland has more offensive weapons, I think is going to get them over the hump. I know defense is important in the playoffs, but I think that end is going to be something of a wash. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some bubble-like performances. If you remember the Utah Denver series last year, especially for the first 4 games, was it 4 or 5 games, where it just seemed like no one was playing any defense and everyone was making every shot. I could see that happening again here, but this time Denver doesn't have Jamal Murray. They have Michael Porter Jr., and he's not as good at creating his own shot. Jokic, while a better player than last year, isn't necessarily the best shot creator for himself, even though he's improved his percentages. Great shot creator for others, obviously. But I just think Portland's a little bit more talented than Denver are. And also, they're fully healthy. They're not missing any. Well, outside of Zach Collins, they're not missing anyone. So yeah, I go there. Dame time.
Dame time.
I can see Dame putting Jokic in some really tough to defend situations. It could get ugly. Same with CJ.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we all shocked? I think. I think Jose should go.
I'm not. But yeah, Jose, go. Jose, I think you're probably going to be the most
I think
opposite to that.
The only player that Campazzo can defend is Dame Lillard, and he will defend it properly. So he's not that much taller than him, you know. So he said it himself in an interview after they played each other. Like Dame said that he struggled a little bit when Campazzo was defending him. So I think it's going to be Denver in 6. Portland is going to win a couple. But Denver, I actually think, and this is stupid because at the beginning of the season I bought stock on the stock episode. I bought stock on Michael Porter Jr. Then I sold it all. Then I wish I didn't. Then I wish I hadn't sold it. And this guy has. I mean, the second part of the season for him was amazing, and that's why he's in the MIP discussion, which I don't think he's going to win anyway. But he's been very solid lately, so I think he can make a difference. And who can in Portland defend Jokic?
Okay.
No one. Nurkic will be the defender on him. But
it doesn't matter with him because he's so multi-talented. Like it just doesn't. But you are dependent on other people to also be scoring.
Yeah, so I think Denver takes in 6.
Like I could ask the same thing about CJ McCollum, right? If Campazzo is going to be guarding Dame,
sure,
and they can literally just give it to CJ, and CJ can create his own shot against pretty much anyone.
Agree.
48 minutes though, Campazzo versus Dame Lillard.
No.
Exactly. I don't expect it to be like he's not going to.
I mean, Lillard is still going to score 25, you know.
Exactly.
But he's not going to score 40.
I mean, isn't he?
It is Dame. It is Dame though. So yeah. I mean,
and Dame in the playoffs.
And he's a pick and roll player. So ultimately, unless Campazzo is going to get around all of these screens, he's going to shake loose at some point.
Sure.
But I think it'll be a tough series, a close series anyway.
It's going to be fun.
All right. Apparently the people in the middle. Tom, what you got?
Nuggets in 6.
Okay.
Nuggets in 6.
No messing around. Yeah, they'll go. Portland got a couple games. You know, Dame will do Dame things, and then Melo will have a top game. Score 12. He'll be all good.
Back in Denver.
Back in Denver, exactly. So I don't see it as like it's how again. I keep saying the same thing with Portland. It's like how many times can we run the same thing over and over again and expect different results?
How many years have we got?
How many years have we got? So it's like I don't know. I've sort of lost hope in the Blazers. If they go past the Nuggets, then yeah, awesome. Because I always have a fun place in my. There's a fun place in my heart for the Blazers. There's Dame. There's a little bit of space for Dame there, right next to Luka. But I don't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. I think it's Jokic's year to do something special and carry his team. And I don't know, man. It's not a bubble anymore. I can't see them playing the same they did last year. They don't have the same players. They don't have. I don't know. I'm with Jose on this one. I think 6 couple games for the Blazers, but then Nuggets will just be too much to handle.
All right, Mike.
I am. Yeah, I mean, I've got Nuggets in 7. Sort of. I do think it can go either way. To be honest with you, because I just think that it's not a good matchup for the Nuggets. They're kind of opposite for each other. I think the one thing that sort of is beneficial for the Nuggets is they got Aaron Gordon in sort of late. And I think having their sort of maybe their 3 primary offense guys being Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. and Gordon, they're all of the size that are going to be problematic for Portland. So they've got options there, but it's Dame Lillard in the first round of the playoffs. Like he's going to get a couple of games on his own, just at least. So. We'll see. It's the first time that we've seen them have like a fully healthy Dame, McCollum, and Nurkic all together, and those are 3 really, really good players. But yeah, ultimately, Jokic's form and what he can do on the court is just amazing, and I think he's going to get them through. But he needs the rest of the team to be hitting as well.
Yeah,
it does rely on that. So
that's where I go. Portland.
Yeah,
that's where you guys go. Denver, you expect them to hit. I mean Jokic is pretty much the best player in the league right now. So yeah, understandable. But we move on to the actual best player in the league, Anthony Davis and the LA Lakers.
Sorry. Alex Caruso and the Lakers.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and the Lakers. Phoenix Suns 2 seed against the 7th seed Lakers. The first time Vegas has a 7th seed favored over a 2 seed in NBA history.
Really?
Yep. I've gone Lakers in 6. I think Phoenix have a good balance. They are top 10. I think they're even top 6 in offense and defense this year. Obviously, regular season's a little bit different, but as we've seen over the course of the season, they're a solid team that is sort of good 1 to, 6, 7, or 8 in their rotation, with, I think, Frank Kaminsky being the weak spot in that rotation. I think it'll take a little while for the Lakers to adjust and adapt to them. They didn't sweep anyone last year. I don't think they'll sweep anyone this year. Spoiler alert. But eventually the talent the top end talent, because Phoenix are talented too, the top end talent will rise and the Lakers will pull through in 6.
Okay.
All right, Mike, do you want to go next on this one?
I've got Lakers in 5. It's LeBron and AD. They're gonna get it done. I think that Phoenix will have a hot night shooting one game and it'll get them 1. But it's their first time in the playoffs in ever, so I just think this is the Lakers with LeBron on it.
Yeah,
Easy call.
Yeah, experience is going to be a massive factor on this one. And yes, you have Chris Paul, but that's it.
And the defense is so good, man. Like,
yeah, and I've got Lakers in 5 actually. I think Phoenix can win 1, but I mean, we just mentioned play of Dame, play of LeBron is a monster as well. Like he showed us what he can do against the Warriors, you know, with that triple at the end. Like, come on,
with one eye.
So I know, right? Like, yeah. So I think, Lakers taking 5.
Pirate LeBron.
3 rims.
He was the one-eyed raven, Mike. He could see rims in 3 different dimensions. Tom. No, here we go.
Oh god. Okay. I've got Phoenix in 6.
Wow.
Because
We can kick him out. Kick him out.
No.
We haven't even got to the East yet. Jesus.
Dude, LeBron's giving you all the
old man vibes.
All the old man vibes. Like, he's on one leg.
And then
No.
I actually think it's the first time he's done this.
It's different. Every year he'll go around, what is it, February, March, he'll go playoff mode activated, Twitter, bang, send. And then he'll do that and do that shit when he doesn't talk to anyone anymore. And then he'll go that. And this year he went, I'm getting old. I'll never be 100%.
Yeah,
I'm on one leg. He just came back. He got back from injury now, literally now.
That's true.
He played on one leg. And now he's going to have to go through the actual playoffs with that.
He's got a triple-double on the Warriors.
Yeah. On the Warriors.
Still LeBron, man. Still LeBron.
Against Draymond Green.
Exactly, on Draymond Green. Yeah. Okay.
Defensive Player of the Year nominee. Come on.
He's not.
It's
unrated.
That you've got Phoenix.
You'll come back to me when you come back to me in a couple of weeks and say, Tom, you were so right.
Genius.
We'll get a new champion. Yeah, I know.
So you've gone with the youthful legs of Chris Paul.
That's fine.
Hey, he's you know what? He's in a good shape this season. He's not been injured. He's not done anything. You know, he's been all right.
He doesn't need to do much in that team. Just pass the ball to Booker.
Pass the ball. Just pass the ball. Exactly. He doesn't have to carry the team for one. And then AD is also back from injuries. He's been in and out. And for once, I think injuries could be too much. I don't see it for the Lakers. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, and they go past this round and they'll be out in the semis. I do not see the Lakers doing it this season. I don't see it. You can talk all you want about LeBron James against the Wizards and how amazing his acting was and everything, you know, getting hit. I don't know. I'm not buying it. I don't see it. I don't see it this year. But the outcome of my bracket, Mike, will please you. So be nice.
Be nice.
Spoilers. I'm just saying. I don't see.
Nice
I'm not buying in the Lakers this season. Maybe they'll prove me wrong and they'll go in. You know, they'll dispatch the Suns in 4 and maybe LeBron will be on 2 legs and they'll change his tune. I don't know. There are a lot of signs. There's a lot of signs that are pointing that LeBron is not. You know, it's not going to be. Maybe over a game or 2, he'll explode. But then
LeBron he likes to go, this is really difficult, guys. Please note how difficult what I'm doing is.
He's playing that card, the underdog card. When he's not the underdog. He's been
the entire Lakers roster's done this. Like, if we win this is the greatest title of all time.
Please recognize what a feat
exactly.
This is.
So yeah.
But you can read that both ways. You can read that as them trying to get motivated, getting themselves in that mental space to get into the playoffs and have a good run. Yes, but they also can go, well, look, we had the hardest run of all time. You know, we just qualified against the multiple times Warriors, multiple champions Warriors, and now we're beating the second seeded Suns. Oh, that was too hard, guys. And we're playing on one leg and one
difficult.
eye.
Yeah, so they're giving themselves an excuse, right?
It's an out. They're giving themselves an out already. And
they're still going to win against the Suns, though.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes more than 5 games.
Clearly.
You know. We'll see. We'll see.
The
Time will
plucky
tell.
underdog Lakers might get two.
Underdog.
Lakers would never.
You just picked
underdogs.
against them.
Yeah.
They are the underdogs in your eyes.
No, they're not. They're not the underdogs. They're selling themselves as the underdogs, but on the court, Phoenix has been better than them this season. See, second,
So they are
seven
the underdogs.
Against the Sacramento Kings.
No,
And against the Spurs and against the
they're
Pelicans.
still the champions. They're still the
Suns
champions.
were better.
Anyway, moving on. Let's
Yes.
agree to disagree.
Yes.
I'll be
Yes.
dancing in our WhatsApp group in a couple of days. I'll be like, told you so.
You're gonna be doing the Alan Pardew.
Yes. That'd be me.
What are we
Yeah.
doing? Are you going East first round or go?
Yeah, we
East,
go
East
east.
first.
We stay in the first round.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to leave the Knicks behind. So out east, where the sun doesn't shine, we have the
Jesus
Philadelphia 76ers against the Washington Wizards, who've just survived the play-in. I have gone for the gentleman's sweep, Sixers in 5.
Oh, you too kind.
Yeah, I don't know why I gave them one, just because, I don't remember the Sixers ever sweeping anyone in recent history. So I don't have it in my head that they're the type of team that just sweeps teams and moves on.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. Why not? I'll look that up once you talk.
We must have swept some first round.
The magic of the internet.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Jesus Christ.
Jose?
Yeah, the Sixers are gonna sweep. Like it's 6 and 4, easy.
3?
Goodbye.
6 and 3?
6 and 2, man.
Goodbye, Westbrook. Goodbye. yeah, easy. Not even close.
First team.
I forgot about him and Embiid's little back and forth that they always like to have when they play each other as well.
He's a baby. He's a baby.
I don't think he's ever done that to Embiid.
I want to see it.
Sixers are
That's
solid,
my
man.
real prediction.
The Sixers are solid. Have been solid all season long. Like no chance.
Excellent perimeter defenders on that team, and then they have Embiid in the middle as well. Wizards are another team that likes to attack the rim a lot, and then kick out or finish through Beal and Westbrook. So, yeah, it's going to be very difficult for them to even get past the perimeter, and then when they do, you've got Embiid waiting in the middle. So I think it'll be tough for them. Mike?
I also have the gentleman sweep. I've got Sixers in 5. I think that Beal has had like quite a great season. He will score a lot, and Westbrook's tenacity, you just can't count him out of getting a game. Like he's just a madman. But yeah, in saying that, we do have Simmons and Tybal and Danny Green.
Yeah, very deep roster, man. Like yeah.
But I give them one.
Seth Curry too.
Yeah.
Tom, how you feeling this morning? You gonna go there? No. Let that slide. All right.
No, I'm not. Hey, it's a PG podcast. Okay, we're nice. Kids are listening. Anyway, fucking Sixers in 4. No, I'm kidding. We're not nice. Sixers in 4 because it's time to put that baby to bed. You
have to sweep at some point, right?
Get the Hoovers out.
The brooms.
No, it's not a sweep.
Sweep
it's
with
just
Hoovers.
I know.
Or is it that bad of a sweep that it's going to be Hoovers?
Hoover.
Exactly. The Hoover.
They're getting vacuumed in the first round.
Vacuumed back into Washington. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I want to believe that Westbrook might put it off and just put it off and give you a game, but I don't see it. So
he might still have a triple-double, but
he will. He will have 4.
Right?
He'll have 4 triple-double, and then he'll be on holidays.
Awesome.
But can Embiid deal with
nature's
Robin
capital.
Lopez? Can Embiid deal with Robin Lopez's hook shot? That's the big question.
No one
big
can.
question of the series.
It's difficult.
No one can.
Difficult.
Oh my god.
Man. All right, so we have a quick one over there. Then we have the marquee matchup of the first round, apparently.
Apparently.
The second team in New York, the Knickerbockers, 4 seed up against the 5th seed Atlanta Hawks. And I've gone Hawks in 6. Now, this series is offense versus defense in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Some good shooters over there at the Hawks. You have Gallinari, who's pretty much a one-way player at this point. Trae Young, who's definitely a one-way player. Collins, pretty one-way too. Capella's been holding them down on defense. They have DeAndre Hunter, who's a really, really good defender. And actually, their whole defense fell apart while he was out. But I think they have enough on offense to score on the Knicks. And I don't think the Knicks will have enough on offense to keep up with the Hawks. So I have them edging it in 6. Again, it's another one where home court in New York means that the last home game for the Hawks is game 6. So I go 6 rather than 7. And that's it. Trae Young's the best. Yay! Trae.
Trae. Oh,
It's in your first team, so was it first,
Third
second
team.
team?
Third team.
Third. Okay.
Tom, who you got?
Knicks in 5, of course.
I'm surprised you gave them one game. Yeah, I'm surprised you gave
I'm giving them one game. Look, we're undefeated against the Hawks in the regular season. So, we yet to lose.
So were the Orlando Magic against the Lakers in 2009.
Also, we don't know Trae Young in the playoffs yet, so maybe he becomes amazing.
Right? Probably won't have time to figure that out because he'll be out in 5 years.
Won't be back for 5 years.
He's getting that Frankie Smoke special in the playoffs. Apparently, I've heard.
You start him just because of Trae?
No, I don't even play.
What does that even mean?
Apparently he's going to be given minutes, but who cares? I don't know. I don't see it. The thing to me, the Knicks this season is like, even if they don't, all the defeats have not been blowouts. They always, even if Randall's had a medium game, they always seems to be able to sort of crawl their way back into the game or stick around. So Randall would be your sort of, the guy. If he's playing well, then I don't see the Hawks doing anything against that. Again, I don't know. Yeah, like the way you say it is very true. Like it's going to be offense versus defense, but then in the playoffs, what wins your game? It's defense. That's where I'm going with this.
You can't win 0-0.
You can win 1-0. Free throw, done. It's foul. Get a free throw, you're in. But I don't know. That's the game plan, actually.
The first ever 1-0 win in a basketball game.
I think for the first round, the Knicks are, because they'll put all of their energies and defense into the first round, because like I was saying before, it's like they've already won their season. They've already
they won the lottery again in the freaking playoffs this year.
Yeah, they've overachieved. They've overachieved in the entire season, regular season. Everything now is just it's bonus. Like we even if we get out in the first round, it's okay. Like I'm okay.
It's been a lovely day out.
It's been exactly. It's like we went out for a picnic. We had a nice. No birds have shat on our picnic. We're all good. That it didn't rain. It was great. It was fine. Like, and now we're just going to an ice cream. If you see your favorite ice cream in the ice cream shop, good. If you don't, just go home. It's fine either way. You had a nice cake. It's all good. You like the analogy?
So weird. Have you had breakfast, man? You just had food. Like...
I've had breakfast, but it was very early. So yeah, no, that's the thing. There's no pressure on the Knicks to do anything. Like even if, and that's what makes them dangerous. But
no
for the
pressure
next
in
rounds,
New York.
no pressure in New York, right?
But then,
That's
do
the
you
thing.
think they have less pressure than the Hawks?
It's the same.
Because that's who they're up against.
There's no pressure. There's no expectation on the Hawks from anyone, not even their own fans. I think
Exactly.
like no one cares about the Hawks really.
And you don't think there's any pressure in having home court advantage?
No, it's all good now. It's all like
In the Garden.
The Garden. Hey,
Oh, the Garden.
it's the low pressure, low. This we know the Knicks they're not going to win the title, so it's all like what we expectations were to trying to get into the playoffs before the season started.
Yep.
So it's like that's what I'm saying. There's no pressure. It's like it's not like the Nets, for example, where you've signed good players. You need to win it. So whatever happens in this round, they're like, you know what? Now we're back in it. We are taken somewhat seriously, maybe. It's no longer a joke. Look at him. But
still laughing.
It's not
it's like whatever happens this year for the Knicks from now on, like they made playoffs, right? That whatever happens this year is fine. But next year they have the pressure because they did it well this year, right? Like next year is going to be completely different.
If we have the same season, if we again finish in the top 8 and we sign a good, a couple of big names, whatever, or like average 2 big names, and then there's expectations, then next year you go into the first round and you're like, okay, shit, we need to get out of round 1. This season, like if they get out or if they don't make it out, I'm like, okay, fine. It doesn't matter to me. Like I'd be happy if we get past the Hawks. If we lose, we're still more than what I was expecting at the start of the season. So I'm like, I'm chill, man. I'm so chill. As long as the Nets don't make it, I'm all right. But Knicks in 5 because I want them to do well. But I don't see the Hawks
posing a threat.
They'd be annoying, but I don't see them going out of round 1.
Okay, all right.
We'll see.
There's a lot of things I could say right now, but I'm gonna opt to say Kawhi to the Knicks. You heard it here first.
Average
Sure.
good player.
I think the Rosa should go to the Knicks, but that's a different episode. I think the Knicks are going to take it in 6, and that's all I have to say about this.
And I like that. No expectations. You see, that's good.
I actually have Knicks in 7. I do. I think it's really hard to pick between them. But defense over offense in the playoffs.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. All right. So we move to what have we got next? Milwaukee versus Miami, the 3 seed versus the 6 seed, a repeat of last year's second round series, which went to the Miami Heat in 5. I have Milwaukee in 6 this year. Winning it on the road to send a message. I don't feel like the Heat are the same team that they were last year without Crowder. And also the Bucks are better. You swap Bledsoe for Drew Holiday. Their bench isn't as good. Their depth isn't as good this year, but it's a shorter rotation in the playoffs anyway. I think that kind of encourages Bud to play Giannis more minutes. Last year, he was still playing him like 32 minutes in the playoffs, as ridiculous as that sounds. And I think they're a better team. And I think this year they're going to have like a lot more hunger to sort of prove that last year was an aberration. And we've made the adjustments that we need to make to push through, both personnel-wise and strategy-wise, experimenting with switching more. They can go to a PJ Tucker at the 5 lineup or a Giannis at the 5 lineup with PJ Tucker on the floor. So they're a bit more flexible and dynamic defensively, which needed to happen. And then all of their 3-point shooters are a little bit better. And they run a lot more plays, even in the clutch, where Giannis isn't the one orchestrating the offense. So that means that he can draw defenders off the ball and create open shots with his gravity.
They also have Robin Lopez's less popular brother, Brook.
Yeah. He doesn't have the hair. doesn't have the hook shot. I've heard
or the charisma.
I've heard he's knocked down a 3 or 2.
It's got nothing. It's got nothing.
He's the Danny DeVito to his Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Wow.
Twins.
Wow. Oh,
I mean, the hook shot is just that deadly, guys. It's just that deadly.
the evil twin.
Yeah, so that's what I've got. Bucks in 6. Where do we go? Jose.
Yeah, same. Bucks in 6. I think Giannis, has kind of disappointed us last year, right? But he was also not getting the minutes. You said it. So they can't defend him. So that's what's going to make a difference in the long run. I still think that Jimmy is going to play well enough to win too. And I was debating myself whether to make it into Bucks in 7, but it's going to be in 6, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mike,
same. Yeah. Also Bucks in 6. As you said, Dave. I don't think the Heat are the same team. I don't think Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are playing as well as what they did last year. It'll be interesting to see if Dragic makes a difference with him being injured last year. But he stepped up in the playoffs, so I don't know. We'll see. But Bucks are better. So
Bucks better. Dragic was there for the Heat series. He didn't get injured until
he was just
the Lakers
out
series.
for the finals, I think, right? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh well, there we go.
Yeah. He
played well, right?
Yeah, he was part of that beat down.
Yeah.
He led them in scoring up until the finals.
That was it. It was that series.
Yeah. Tom.
Bucks in 6. For all the same reasons you've got. Hey, we're all in agreement. That's a lot.
There we go.
We did it. We did it.
When we're all
that's all. Good night.
And Miami sweep the series.
Right.
It's like, shit.
They'll revoke our MVP votes.
Probably.
We'll lose our credentials. So that's the first round, guys.
No.
Oh, one more.
No, we don't. One more.
You forgot
the
very forgettable team.
Yeah, it kind of is anyway. That's first round, man.
Too.
That's first round. Just move on.
So we've all got sweeps then, right?
Yeah.
I've gone Brooklyn in 6. I don't know why.
What?
I don't know what to make of Brooklyn. Like the big 3 just haven't played.
Yes.
I'm just confused. So
that's it.
No, I'm just confused. And this is going to go for how I've picked them in every round, right? Like if they are all healthy and firing on all cylinders, I can see them sweeping pretty much any team in the NBA. If they can't play defense or anyone misses games, I can see them having some really tough series. And so I've kind of just picked in the middle in each of their series. I think Tatum's good for 1 or 2 maybe. But if the Nets are firing on all cylinders, this could be a sweep. So I went with 6. I don't know.
It's either a sweep or 6 for you then.
Yeah.
I don't see where the scoring is going to come from.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah, cool. I've got Nets in 4.
Same.
Damn.
It's going to be a vacuum.
Vacuum out.
Dyson.
Oh,
A Dyson.
A leaf blower.
Oh god.
What you got, Tom?
Nets in 5 also, because I just want to be nice and give the Celtics 1, but I don't think it'll be the case. It all depends.
They got super freak.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's really important to remember the Nets. It all will come down to how those 3 guys are. Well, you've got what's his face? We don't know what shape Harden is in. You know, it's either round or super square. We never know with him. It's very weird. So it's variable body shape on this guy. I don't know.
Strong.
But I love the nicknames for the big three in the Nets. Is the Run DNP. It's awesome. We don't know if Durant is on one or two legs. Also, he's got the LeBron James-itis. You know,
we don't know. Him with one, to be honest.
We take him with one. Exactly. To be fair, though, I'm on the same page.
Yeah, come
on. Shoots off one often.
And then Kyrie this year is like, as much as I love people that talk about the mental health, and I agree with him that he's very outspoken about it. It's like we don't know what shape, like what world event will shape Kyrie's headspace in the playoff. It's true though. He came out about the whole Israel and Palestine stuff, and he was like,
I want to laugh at what you just said, but it's
true,
so true,
and it's true. It's highly unpredictable. That's what the Nets to me are like. All the Nets fans on Twitter are like, yeah, it's a luck. We're NBA champions already. I'm like, yeah. If nothing happens in the world, and I'm saying that it's not even a joke. Like if nothing happens in the world for the next month or so, Kyrie will be good. If Harden can stay away from KFC, he'll be good. If Durant can just walk around in bubble wrap, you're good. Like, yeah, you'll be champions, maybe, but it's a lot of variables. And a lot of things can go wrong for them.
It is. But they also have the most talent. So,
I mean, you've also got DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin,
damn it,
Joe Harris,
Bruce Brown.
Those players are enough to beat the Celtics.
Yeah, sure, and I agree for the first round. Yeah, absolutely. But then if against the Bucks next round,
we're just talking about the first round.
Sure,
I know. We're talking about the first round. I know, get ahead of myself, but like it will be good enough. It'll be more than good enough for the first round against the Celtics, those the beaten up Celtics. But
I know where you're going. I like it.
And
it's not time for the payoff yet. Don't bust that nut. We'll be right back.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
Gosh. All right.
Blue balls.
What did you say? What your pick was, Tom? Sorry, I forgot.
Nets in 5. But I'm being super nice. It will be in 4, but I'm being nice, gentlemen.
All right, so we head back west. I'm going back to Cali. Utah Jazz versus the LA Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Clippers in 6. Again, I picked the away team. I picked a lot of away teams. I think the Clippers don't mind how they've played against Utah in the regular season this year. I don't think they mind that matchup. They shoot a lot of mid-rangers in Paul George and Kawhi, and I think that's the area that the Jazz try to make you shoot with Gobert at the rim and the perimeter players like playing well up to force you into him. So I think they'll take and make a lot of mid-ranges, and that will be enough to get them through. I do think the Jazz will sort of settle into the playoffs by this point, and their depth will allow them to get a couple of games along with their home court advantage, obviously. But yeah, I see the dynamic scoring of the Clippers as enough, and the way that the Jazz score is by creating open looks for the most part. And I think the Clippers will be able to scheme to stay on their shooters. Clippers in 6.
I've got the same. Just to jump in. I found it really quite hard to call, to be honest with you. But I'm going with that. I think that for the Jazz to win, they need Mitchell to be on the top of his game. I think he's going to struggle against the Clippers.
Tom?
I got Utah in 7.
Wow.
Because
he has all the big teams losing. Small market Tom.
Well, hang on. Who's got the best record in the regular season? The Jazz.
I mean, markets.
Markets.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I don't play those games. I don't markets. I don't care. No, I don't know, man. It's how do you know my nickname? Hey. Who told you? Who was she?
Oh my god!
Do give me a name.
What was she?
No, I don't know, man.
Did you talk to my mom? What? Why are you doing talking to my mom?
Oh no!
Where are the rails? Someone get us back on track. Where are the rails?
Basketball. Yeah, Jazz in 7. Because I don't know. I want to believe the Jazz will go back to the conference finals. I want to see that. I don't know. The Clippers. I can't pick between the two of them. I don't know. I'm just putting the Jazz in 7. I could have gone Clippers in 7 also because they both have very different setups and different ways. But again, Rudy's in there. I don't know. It's such a hard one. I could literally just change my prediction now and go with Clippers because it's so close. But I'm somehow, like you said, Mitchell's would have to be at the top of this game, and I don't know if it could be that round that he could be literally destroying opponents, and we can never guarantee that Paul George would be not doing what Paul George does in the playoffs. Like he could be all-star, he could be garbage, and again, that's why there's so many weird parameters and so many variables again in that series, and so that's why I'm sticking with the Jazz because of the regular season, strictly on regular season on that one where they actually won 3 out of the 4 games, I think, or the 2-2 something. Again, it's very even.
They were close as well.
They were super close. Yeah, every game was. Hang on, let me just go to the. Actually, no, it's 3 games, and the Jazz won 2 out of the 3, and every time it's like a 10-point game or a 4-point game, so it's very very close between the two of them. It's so hard. I'm just going Jazz because the French connection. So, but again, that one I cannot like. It's to me the in the entire bracket. I'm like I don't know. It could go either way, but I have to put someone that put the Jazz. But it's again it's offense versus defense on that one. Somehow so it's the Clippers offense versus the Jazz defense.
Yeah, and
that's also swings it for me because of the general rule of defense winning games.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be super even. I think that the Jazz will win 6 because they have just been more solid. I mean, Kawhi had a bunch of rest games. Didn't play. It all depends on how good physically he is, after the first round. And I think that Jazz have been just more solid. So that's what's going to take them home. That's it. It's simple. To me, it's not a 7-game series. It's a 6-game series. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Fair enough.
We move. Portland versus the Lakers.
For you.
For you.
For me. Wow.
For you.
Wow.
Lakers for the rest
We're
of
in
us.
that kind of territory.
We are.
All right. So I went Lakers in 6. I think the Lakers just can handle the Blazers. Something that I didn't say last round that is significant here, and I think is significant every round that the Lakers will play, is that the Lakers have the best, well, not the best, but the Lakers have excellent defenders and excellent schemes for guarding guards.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw it last playoffs against Jamal Murray, against Dame Lillard, against James Harden, against Russell Westbrook. They were always able to sort of quell whatever the big guard was doing. And I think they'll be able to do the same again, even with CJ out there supporting Dame. And yeah, I think the AD show is going to be in full effect yet again. He's shown that they can't guard him last year. I don't think they'll be able to this year, and they will pull through in 6 games.
Oh, so you got the Lakers in the final. Well, conference final. Wow.
Surprise. Who'd have thought?
Oh, wow. My version of Lakers on my timeline, they're already on holiday in Mexico somewhere.
You've got a completely
In your version.
Resting up for the next year, right?
Nuggets.
Your Earth.
in my timeline.
This is the multiverse, right?
Yeah, the multiverse. This is when we
play
go
of
to multiverse.
Earth STT. Small time Tom.
Title
One letter
idea.
worth.
The play of multiverse.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Multiverse of Madness.
And we've got a title.
Playoff Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, nice.
So that's who I have. Tom, do you want to go next?
Well, I've got Denver's Phoenix in my, in my semis, and I went with Denver's in 7.
It's because like Bizarro world, eh? You live in Bizarro world.
Bizarre playoffs.
Yeah, I mean that's an easy pick. If it's Nuggets versus Suns, then
I'm good.
Well, I mean,
the Suns finished second.
We thought the first round was easy too. So.
Yeah. Denver. I don't know. I like to think Denver can make it to the Western Conference Finals, and I like to see that. I like to see Jose being happy for a short period of time. Yeah. I want to see Campazzo a lot more. He's cool. I like him. And I want to see him beat Chris Paul. That'll be nice. Yeah, so Denver in 7.
All right. Jose?
I got Denver against the Lakers. I got Denver in 7 too.
Yeah, we agree.
Yeah, eventually old man Lebron is not going to be able to keep up. So Jokic is going to play as he has been playing. So yeah, I think it's Denver. Denver takes it home in 7.
New king of the NBA.
I also have Nuggets Lakers, but I've got Lakers in 7. I do think it's going to be. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can handle LeBron. Well, who's going to make the playoffs?
He's an old man now.
As you and he has mentioned, he is an old man. But I mean, defensively, what have they got for him?
Gordon.
Yeah, you're right. I guess Gordon can defend. Gordon is not such a good defender, though, right?
I wouldn't put him as an elite defender for somebody like LeBron.
No, he's a good defender. He has good size. He can move his feet. Yeah, obviously has the athleticism.
He should be better. That's the thing.
Yeah, but he's not gonna. Obviously, like all LeBron needs to do is just call for a switch with Campazzo's man, and then it doesn't matter who you put on
100%. 100%.
Unless you play a mind trick on him and just put Campazzo on him from the start.
Exactly.
Like Gobert defending Simmons, right?
Do something.
Yeah.
Just get Campazzo to go for his knees or ankle.
Like elbow his knees.
Bang.
All right. So yeah, that's the West semis. East semis, Sixers, Atlanta. I have Philly and.
Oh,
that's in his.
Sorry, in your mind. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
On my earth. I have Philly in 5. Philly in 5.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I just don't think Atlanta are in the same league as Philly, really.
Well, they won't be anyway, so it's okay. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think whoever comes out of that first round series is going to get kind of taken to the cleaners by the. Oh, sorry, vacuum cleaned by the Sixers.
Dry cleaned.
Dry cleaned.
Professional job.
Yeah.
Who have you got, Tom?
So for the rest of us, we've got Sixers, Knicks, and I'm going with the Sixers in 5 because, because that's it. I just want the Knicks to get a game, and then we get out of playoffs gracefully and like against the Sixers. And okay, you guys do you
bludgeoned gracefully.
Exactly.
I have you getting destroyed.
What, in 4?
In 4. and by like wide margins every game.
50-point differential.
But that's the thing, though. The Knicks have not been blown up by anyone this season.
Yeah, because they're good
Challenge
defensively.
accepted.
To be fair.
Challenge accepted. Yeah.
Well,
Jose?
I'll enjoy that.
I got the Sixers in 5 as well. I think that the Knicks are going to win one game at home at the Garden. It's going to be cool, and that's
Pretty
it.
Cool. But hey, look at the regular season. You guys won the 3, like you 3-0 against the Knicks. So that's fine. But like game 1, 101, 100, and then 99, 96, and then the only one that was not close was a 109, 89. So that's a 20 point game. That was in December though. That was in December when the Knicks went.
Regardless, like you got nothing.
Yeah, we're not gonna get out of that. Of course not.
As long as Embiid's healthy.
Trey will get a game. We move to Milwaukee versus the Nets. This was the one that actually had me stumped.
Really?
Oh,
yeah, I really struggled with this because they've played a bunch of close games this regular season. I think Kyrie missed the first game. I can't remember if someone missed the second game or not. But the first one that I saw anyway, the Nets won in the clutch. The other one that I'm thinking of, the Bucks won in the clutch. I can't remember if they played a third time or not. Tom can probably pull it up, but I just really struggled, man. I can genuinely see either team winning.
If you want the regular season's breakdown, it's 2-1 for the Bucks. And the 2 Bucks wins were 124, 118, and 117, 114. It's like 3-point games. But then the Nets won by 2. The only one.
But I think that to analyze the regular season, any game of the regular season for the Nets, you have to go deep and see who was playing, how many minutes they played.
Yeah.
Did they already have Griffin? Did they already have? Did Aldridge play that one game? Did DeAndre Jordan? Like it's just so. It's so hard, right, to analyze past. Like we have to like be on like and like if they're all healthy, right? Like it's a different thing. But
I don't think they really cared either. Like as long as they got a decent seed in the playoffs, I don't think they cared.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the funny thing is, even if they do all play, like what is it, Kyrie, Harden, and Durant versus Drew, Middleton, and Giannis. Obviously, bigger names on the Nets side, but at the same time, all 3 of those Bucks players defend well.
Yeah. Right.
Not all of those Nets players defend well, and there is just this. There's like a stylistic matchup there that I think goes above the talent, to where Giannis is quite comfortable attacking them inside. And if they can get him like going to the basket, so like getting him cutting and things like that, getting him rolling, he can cause a lot of damage to the Nets inside.
So who you got then?
So I've actually gone. I didn't. I've gone with Brooklyn in 6, but again, I can see it going a bunch of different ways.
Close one, yeah.
Yeah.
We all have the same matchup for this one.
Yeah. And I think the same thing as you just said, Dave. Like I got Brooklyn 6 too. It's gonna be a very, very interesting series. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Tom, what have you got?
My heart wants Bucks in 4, but no, I'm kidding. No, my heart's saying Bucks in 6. But then my brain says, if again, it's the same stuff we were saying in the first round. It's like if they're healthy, then I'll go Brooklyn in 6. But I really don't want that. So I would love to go and see them go on holiday like super nice and early. So I'm gonna go with Bucks in 6. But as I'm saying it, I don't believe it.
Right. Wow.
It's really weird. It's these things like I don't want them to succeed, but also you have to. I have eyes, and it's like
it's a very powerful statement.
Thank you. It's it's like the Doctor Strange in Infinity War when he's like going into the future with like 5 million different. And I'm like, which one is it gonna be for the Nets? They have that one shot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming I can't look I can't do what Doctor Strange does. So I'm just.
And I tried.
I assume.
I've tried, believe me.
I've got to assume sort of full health for everyone. And I just think that everything that we've seen from the Nets so far has just been rehearsal. Like, I think they're gonna sort of take the mask off and show their true face in the playoffs, and it's gonna be terrifying.
Monsters.
So I've got Nets in 5, because the other thing is, we've seen the Bucks in the playoffs. They're not very good. We've seen Giannis in the playoffs. We've seen him in big games. He's not.
They are not. They were not very good.
He's not the same Giannis.
Yes, different.
And Middleton's the same. Middleton's unreliable in the playoffs.
That's true.
So I don't see how they can keep up scoring wise with the Nets at all.
By defending better than them. That's how you close the gap.
They can't defend all of those guys every game.
But they've got Bryn Forbes. Oh man!
Good luck to them. Good luck. I'd like it. I'd like to see it be more competitive than what I think it's going to be. But I have zero belief in the Bucks.
To me, that would be probably the most interesting series, maybe in the entire playoffs, like the Bucks, because it's so different. Two very different way of playing basketball, two different styles, two different philosophy almost. And it's like I'm really intrigued by that one. But again, it's the same thing that I was saying with the Jazz Clippers. I cannot tell you who's going to win that. It's just there's so many factors.
I see the West as being way more interesting.
Overall, yeah, sure. But like in terms of like, if you go with that one.
Yeah, it's a funny one actually. I think the top of the East is more interesting, but we only get to see 2 of those matchups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're getting to the business end.
Yay.
Where the money is made. We head back west. I have finally the Clippers versus the Los Angeles Lakers.
Wow.
Don't know what city the Clippers are from. We'll just call them the Clippers. And I have the Lakers winning in 7 on the away floor in their home arena.
Okay.
Fun inside you talking, man.
Weird locker room.
Homer.
Lucky it was 7.
Come on.
Lucky it was 7. What you gonna do when AD runs wild on you, brother? Why did I pick the Lakers in 7?
I wonder.
I think the Lakers have the edge over the Clippers. I guess mentally is what I'm picking for. Like, I think on the court, the Clippers are a tough matchup for the Lakers. The Lakers don't have enough wing defenders for Kawhi and PG. LeBron has guarded Kawhi in the last few matchups and guarded him very well. When the Clippers have managed to win those matchups with everyone playing, it's been because Paul George has had a good game. Every single time they've won against a healthy Lakers team, Paul George has had a good game. So that is going to be the X factor. It's whether Paul George is going to swing the series. I'm not betting on Paul George to swing the series, not against my Lakers.
Oh, of course you can.
Yeah. But you're aware you've not won a game against the Clippers this season, right?
So?
This season's been a write-off.
I mean, I know it's regular.
Yeah, we haven't had our players. They beat us. When did they beat us early in the season? Oh, yeah, when Paul George went crazy and made every shot in the third quarter. Yeah, that was the only game that they played with against LeBron and AD. In the 2 games prior to that, which was last season when everyone was healthy, the Lakers won.
So you got the Lakers in the finals again then?
So I've got the Lakers going to the finals again. Old man LeBron, don't know how he keeps doing it.
I'm not
regenerating like Wolverine.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got Lakers Clippers as well, but I've got Clippers in 6. And one of the reasons that I had that is because AD should dominate this matchup. Basically, they've not got a lot for him at the Clippers. but that was the same for the Warriors in the last in the play-in game.
No,
I didn't
Draymond.
like the way that the Lakers set up. They were playing Drummond and AD, and they had Drummond going inside, which meant that it just lessened the impact of the big man sort of mismatch. So I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like,
but then
I know
Vogel did adjust in the second half and benched Drummond and went 80 at the 5.
Yeah.
That's why she should stick to that. Just bench Drummond like the entire playoffs.
It'll happen.
Yeah. So it's hard to see what will happen from sort of the adjustments and everything like that. But I just think that the Lakers are going to have quite a tough route in as well. I think by that time it's going to start wearing on them. So I've got Clippers in 6.
Tom?
Well, mine's completely different because I had Jazz Nuggets in the finals, right? And I went with Jazz in 6. Yeah.
Wow.
Look, I'm just going with who was number 1 in the season and who's been very reliable. I'm sticking to my shit. I'm sticking to my. I'm not overthinking this.
Have you picked the top seed in every series?
Oh, the research that's gone into this.
He used the auto function.
I went autopilot. Well, you see my finals. It's really straightforward. I went with Utah because, again, the disrespect, man. You got to believe in Utah Jazz. They've got a bit of everything. They got a big that can defend. They've got a shooters. They've got a solid point guard. They can do it all. They can do it all. And they've been very strong and very, very reliable and very just like there's no messing around with them this season. They had no dips in forms. They had no, they've been just freaking steady. They've been the cheddar cheese of the NBA. They've been there when you want them, again, food analogy, they've been tasty.
There you go. Yeah, it's lunchtime. So yeah.
I'm hungry. I don't know. Utah Jazz in 6.
So yes to all the things that you said. I have the same matchup. Yes to all the things that you said about Utah. But Denver takes it in 7.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be super close, but Jokic is going to be the difference. Yes.
Okay.
Jokic.
So we've got four different finalists. 4 different finalists.
We do.
Shit,
that's
quite cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. To be honest,
Multiverse of Madness.
But hey, that does sums up the regular season and the playoff. Like it's wide.
Correct.
It's wide open, but it's very. There's so many variables in that one.
Correct.
It's just I don't think I've seen that in any playoff. Like there's always been that one big team. Okay, the Nets, fine, but there's always been that one clear favorite on each side, and this year's a bit.
But again, the Nets. You can still argue that the Nets are that big team if they're healthy, right? Like every other team in the past.
Put together, so.
And it's an understanding. Like we know that a team, if they're good, if they're bad, they're better if they're all healthy, right? So
yes,
the 2000 Lakers, if they're healthy, but you didn't doubt that they were going to be healthy, right? Like with these 3 guys, we don't know what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
It's just so much uncertainty around these 3 guys that you have to wonder. If they were not like so propense to get injured or mental health issues or whatever, we would be like, that's it, right? It's an easy one.
Yeah. All right, so we head back east for our Eastern Conference Finals. I have Sixers versus Brooklyn, and again I've gone Brooklyn in 6. I just keep doing this. Do I need to explain this again?
I know.
You get the point, right? I don't know what's gonna happen.
Jesus Christ.
But I went with the talent.
Yeah, I got the same, man. I got the same. Brooklyn 6.
Okay.
Well, I went safe because in my multiverse, my Nets are already on holidays. So there's no fuckery around. So mine is Sixers, Milwaukee Bucks, and I put the Sixers in 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Like to see it, Tom. I've got Sixers Nets, and I've got Sixers in 7.
That's it. That's it.
I think it's going to be tough, but at this point, I'm kind of like, whoa. back your guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if Embiid is playing to his full potential, I think that he'll do really well against them. I don't think there's difficult matchup for him.
And then again, because you're so deep within the playoffs, the chances of injuries.
Yeah.
If you're on the Nets,
we've got sort of like 3-4 sort of good perimeter guards as well. That you know, he can't stop these guys, but you can make it more difficult than it has been. So.
Yeah.
So 6s and 7.
Yay!
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, they have no one to guard that guy, the big guy. No. I just don't think the Sixers. I mean, Simmons is too much of a problem on offense for me.
Sure.
So true. It's very true.
Sixers are 2-1 over the regular season, but again, with the Nets, doesn't mean shit. So,
exactly.
I think, and I think with Doc there, and some of the sort of personnel changes that we've made over last season, we're better set up for having Ben Simmons be a liability.
Right.
You know, you've got Seth in the corner. You've got Danny Green.
Green.
Yeah.
Yep. So we move to the finals. Do we all have different finals as well then?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah.
I've got Lakers Nets.
I don't want to see
and I went Lakers in 6.
Yeah, did.
Come on, you just basically contradicted everything you said.
What? How?
No, actually, he has not.
So, well, if the Nets are healthy, you don't think they're going to win? They're going to beat the Lakers.
These two teams have never played each other healthy, so we don't know. We honestly don't know.
That was such you dodged that bullet, man.
We don't know.
I'm
backing my guys.
All I have to say for your finals, there's so many. Again, I've used that word so often. Like so many variables with so many things that can go wrong for both teams. It's unbelievable. Like you've got to have like all of your players wrapped in bubble wrap for the next 6 weeks, because it's like they're so prone to injuries, both rosters.
Yeah. But also don't forget, these playoffs are being played in the proper manner. They're not a compressed playoffs like they were in the bubble.
Sure. Absolutely,
and they're not compressed like the regular season was. So that means that the LeBrons and Chris Pauls and Kyries and Kevin Durant's are going to actually get rest between games. Sure. It's going to be at least 2 days, sometimes 3 days between games. So that it's going to be the most comfortable they've felt playing in a long time. A long time.
Agree.
Basically since the season was shut down last year. That is why I've sort of, I haven't bet against good health, just because it's going to be a bit more comfortable. And then players are going to play through stuff a lot more and everything. So I'm confident that people will be they'll be there. They'll attend. They'll have high attendance. Unless they get injured again. But hey, that happens too. Lakers in 6, man. Caruso is just gonna
Lakers in the final.
Put Kyrie in the clamps.
Caruso.
Yeah, put the clamps on him.
Oh no.
I've seen Schroeder and Kyrie have a beef now. Schroeder's giving away all of his Kyries that he had after their little kerfuffle earlier in the season. There's bad blood there. LeBron versus KD. LeBron gets the chance to even up the finals between them. KD's up 2-1. Yep, KD's up 2-1. Oklahoma. And then Warriors. And Anthony Davis, man. What have they got for that guy? Nobody. Oh, yeah, James Harden exists too. KCP. Put the clamps on him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Highly optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very optimistic. Hearing out loud is very optimistic.
You said it. You're backing up your guys like that. Go for it.
That's fair enough.
Fair enough.
Ice. Buy a lot of ice for those eggs.
Someone save me.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll jump in. I've got Clippers versus Sixers in my universe, and I'm backing my guys. I'm going 6s and 6, because in a similar way, like again, if Embiid is healthy, they literally have nothing for Embiid. Like, how? Zubac is going to be guarding Embiid? Great. Let's go. Please let that happen.
Instant foul trouble.
They've got supreme wing defenders, but our wing guys, like, it's not as effective. They don't get the full benefit of having that strength in their team. So in that matchup, I see the Sixers edging it.
Tom?
So as you may notice, my final is I'm the only guy who went with the two number ones of the regular season, and they're both in the finals, So Utah Jazz, Philadelphia 76ers, and I'm going with the Sixers in 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent. Great.
So that's the only time you choose the team that doesn't have home court advantage.
Yep, that's fine. I just think the Sixers are so well rounded this season, and they've not made any news at all. They were super quiet. They're just concentrating on what they want to achieve. And I think I did say in the preview that if it doesn't work out, blow it up. But I've got a good feeling in this season for the Sixers. I don't know. They've barely made any waves, and I think that's a good sign for a team that's gone through the entire season. So it's almost like under the radar, almost because of the Nets being in the East and everybody talking about them. But they've been so solid and so good. Like I watched a couple of games, and it's actually it's a good team to watch play. And they've got a bit of everything, and everybody does their job well. Why not? Why not the Sixers this season? And if they don't, then I've got the Jazz. I've got the Jazz to win it, and I'm happy with that too.
I just think the Simmons thing is just too much for them to win a championship.
I don't think so.
I don't think Simmons and Embiid can win a championship on the same team.
At the start of the season, I would agree, but they've proven this season that they can coexist, and they're doing well.
Season.
Yeah, I know, but that's all we have to go on for. With it's like the regular season games, and
Doc Rivers, man, Doc Rivers can make it.
And then Doc Rivers is doing really a great job there.
Playoff coach,
but
and you've coached to blow 2-3-1 leads in the playoffs, man. Playoff coach.
True. He's been there. So
Ben Simmons can be a beast also. Like we've seen him. He can take over games without scoring 60. He's that type of player. And I still have a lot of faith in Simmons to be
you able have to Gobert defending him.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Again,
I would see that.
Jose, bring us home.
My finals are Nuggets Nets. And I got the Nuggets in 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, can I point out one thing? One thing? I'm the only one who's not picking his team to win or to go further.
Because your team is the
My team is not even in the playoffs, man.
No,
My team is not in the playoffs.
Hey, the Lakers are on one leg.
Are they?
The Spurs are not even in the playoffs.
Oh shit, you're right. No, but you went with option B. You went with option B, which is the Nuggets. I could have gone with the Mavs.
Well done on not having Knicks and Mavs in your final.
And there you still had Rudy in the final.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think the Nuggets are going to take it home. They don't have the issues that the Nets have. So I am betting on some world event to bring Kyrie down, or Harden to have too much KFC, or
somebody start a war somewhere.
Or Durant not being around bubble wrap all day. So if one of those things happens, that's it. So one of those things is going to happen for sure.
The Nuggets have to make it first.
The Nuggets. The Nuggets are going to make it to the finals, and they're going to win the finals in 7 games.
All right. So there you have it. Our brackets are set.
So
see who's earning points over the following days and weeks and months even. I think if the finals goes to game 7, it will finish in July. So, yeah, man, watch along. Get us on social media at Grit N Grime Pod. Watch us on YouTube. Click the bell. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like the video. And help us get the word out there about the pod and about the brackets. Yeah, we're going to have this out before the playoffs start. So get involved early and often. Tom, you're itching to say something.
It's just the most random playoff brackets I've ever done in my life.
It is. No, like
what the fuck is going on?
It's the most varied one that we've done for sure.
I think so. I think so. And that's good. That's good. It means that there's some level of parity in the league. But you're all wrong and I'm right. Yeah.
Sure. Your
Sixers, man. Let's go Sixers.
It's Sixers years. Yeah. I'm not gonna jinx it, but yeah. They got two W's here. Like they got two people.
The Sixers year was 2000 when they lost against the Lakers.
There you go.
I'm a little bit scared of the Nets. A little bit scared.
It was 83. So, so with that, we leave you, or bid you adieu, rather. So from me, David Sagoe, from Thomas Arnal.
Goodbye.
From Jose Garcia Vidal.
Adios.
And from the NBA Championship, Philadelphia 76ers, Michael Downey.
It's too easy, guys. Too easy.
Damn right.
And we're out of here.